Hey guys, it's Amanda Panda, and today I am going to be making a custom pony of Twivine Sparkle. And if you've never heard of her, she is the evil clone of Princess Twilight Sparkle. So let's get started. To make Twivine, I'm going to be using this Rainbow Power Princess Twilight Sparkle. I picked this particular figurine because it already has the little shoes down at the bottom of the hooves, and this is the regular G4 ponies that I typically customize. So you can see that this Rainbow Power figurine is a lot taller, more slender. I really like it, so that's the one I'm going to be customizing today. I'm taking some acetone and removing all of the details on Twilight Sparkle's body. So all of these extra stars on the legs, the stripes on her wings, and also the majority of her eyes. I am going to leave parts of the eye in place just to help me with shape and placement when I put in Twivine Sparkle's eyes. I'm not 100% sure who created Twivine Sparkle, but she is a really neat dark evil character, and there is a YouTuber named King Sparta X37 who makes really awesome Twivine Sparkle cartoons, so you can go check those out and I will link them down below. All the markings have been removed. It is time to start removing Twilight Sparkle's hair. I need to remove the head. I like to get the head and twist it firmly to the side until it pops out of the neck plug, and that was surprisingly really easy. It came out on the first try. To remove the hair, you need to remove the neck plug. So I am taking an X-Acto knife and very carefully making a series of tiny cuts all around the edge of the neck plug, and then I'm just going to pull that out with some pliers, and you can see inside of the head where all of the hair roots and glue is anchored in. To make the process of removing the hair easier, I do recommend cutting off all the hair. So I'm taking a pair of large scissors and cutting off the bulk of the hair, and then I'm going to use these teeny tiny scissors and cut the hair as close to the scalp as I possibly can. She survived her haircut, but now we need to make her completely bald. I'm using some long nose pliers, reaching inside the head and pulling out large chunks of hair and glue. And if you don't have pliers, you can try using some tweezers. Now I've removed all of the hair and the head is completely bald. It's time to remove the tail. Now this figurine has a different rooted tail than the other figurines that I've customized, so I'm not going to be removing the neck plug here, and I'm going to put the tail on using a different method than normal, taking my scissors and cutting off the bulk of the tail, and it just left a small little nub in there. So I'm going to use my scissors and the X-Acto knife to cut out the rest of the hair, and now you can see I have a free hole in the back for the tail later on. So let's get started customizing the head. I am using some black acrylic paint here and giving Twivine a furrowed eyebrow to really give her an evil expression, switching over to some bright green nail polish that I will put down in the description box below, and I'm using that to give her the general eye shape. And I'm switching over to some dark purple acrylic paint now and painting in the actual eye itself. And I'm using a mixture of acrylic paint and nail polish just because sometimes I have the color in nail polish and sometimes I don't. So I just mix it up, and I've never had a problem doing that. So this is some black acrylic paint, painting in the actual eye itself, and then going in with some white and dotting on 2 light reflections in the eye. Now I'm going to give her some eyelashes off camera because they are really hard to draw on camera, and that's all I need to do to the head. I'm going to give it a clear coat to seal in my work, and once the clear coat has completely dried, it's time for hair. I'm going to be using dollyhairs.com Black Magic, which is just solid black, Sour Grapes, which is a vibrant purple, and Lucky Clover, which is a really pretty minty green color. To reroot, I'm going to be using my rerooting tool from dollyhair.com, which is a pronged needle. I like to wrap a plug of hair around my finger and then gently pick up that hair and catch it at the end of the needle. And because it is very sharp, all you have to do is decide what hole you want to put that hair plug into. Press the tool down firmly and the hair will catch itself in there just like that. For the bang area, I took the original strand of hair and cut it to 1/4 the original length, and for the mane, I am using half of the original length. I am putting a streak of purple and a streak of green in the bangs and in the mane, and I'm going to fill in the rest of the head using black. Once you get all of the hair plugs in, you need to secure them or they will fall out when you try and play with your pony. I personally like to use no-sew glue to secure the hair, so I just take the glue, pour it directly inside of the head, and then use a Q-tip to evenly distribute that glue throughout all of the hair inside of the head, and I let that glue dry overnight. Once the fabric glue is dry, you can use some Gorilla Glue or Super Glue to reattach the neck plug to the head. And now I'm going to start working on Twivine's body. Twivine's cutie mark is exactly like Twilight's, except it's a different color. So I'm using the same green color that I used for the eyes, and I am covering the dark purple area of the star. Now all of the white sections of the cutie mark are going to be painted over with black acrylic paint, and if you overline these areas, just take a little bit of acetone and clean your lines up. Now I'm going to take some black paint and color in the shoes at the bottom of the hooves. Once all the paint has dried, I'm going to give the entire body a layer of varnish to seal all of my work in. Some versions of Twivine have little stars at the front of the shoes, and you can paint those on if you want to. Now it's time for the tail. I have a bunch of black, purple, and green hair here that I have twist tied together very tightly. I'm going to take some white Gorilla Glue, put it directly inside of that tail hole, put the little nubbin of the twist tie directly into the hole and push it in with the end of a paintbrush. And like I said earlier, I don't typically reroot the tail like this, but this was the only way I could do it on this particular pony figurine. Now I'm going to start working on Twivine's accessories. Twivine wears a black necklace with a pendant, and I'm going to make that out of Sugru, which is air dry clay. I have rolled out 2 little strips, and I'm going to wrap those around the neck. Now I have a square piece of Sugru, and I'm going to cut out the pendant, which looks kind of like an apple core. So like if you had an apple and you ate just the inside of it, that's kind of what it reminds me of. So I'm just going to do my best to freehand that shape, and then I'm going to place it on the necklace right in the center. And now I'm going to work on Twivine's crown. Twivine has a 5-pointed black crown that I'm going to be shaping out of Sugru. I'm taking some really small pieces of Sugru and I'm rolling them out into very, very thin strands. I'm going to be overlapping these strands into the shape of Twivine's crown. The crown is finished. I'm just going to let it dry overnight. And here's the crown. It's all dried. That Sugru is very pliable. The last thing is going to be some rhinestones. The crown has a rhinestone at each tip. So I'm going to use some nail polish and attach a very small green crystal, and these are nail art crystals. I will put a link down in the description below. Now I'm just going to take all these pieces, put them together, and here's the completed custom Twivine Sparkle Princess Twilight Sparkle's Evil Clone, and she came out so awesome. I hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial and that it helps you make a Twivine Sparkle of your own. If you have a suggestion for my next custom, I would love to hear it, so let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, little pandas. Until next time, bye! You can follow me online. To get the latest news and updates, like my Facebook page, facebook.com/MandaPandaToyCollector, or follow me on Instagram at MandaPandaToyCollector. Want to mail me something? Guess what? You can. Mail it to Manda Panda, P.O. Box 2855, Humble, Texas 77347.